Hey everyone, Phil here with this week's photo challenge, bird's eye view. I'm actually looking at some old footage that I shot with a drone a little while back, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I was going for when getting a couple of these photos that I'll show you in just a minute. Here you can see me flying around, and this was an interesting location at a park because it was this very suburban location right next to this very open, deserted landscape. So I was able to get a couple good shots. I think the main thing to consider if you are flying with a drone, not that you have to do this challenge with a drone. I think you know, birds are everywhere. Birds sit in trees, birds sit on the top of buildings, out, you know, if you can look outside of a window or climb up some stairs, you can still get a shot where it's a bird's eye view, so quote unquote. But if you are using a drone, I would challenge you or encourage you to make sure you're still using your compositional rules. Things like rule of thirds, leading lines, symmetry, balance, negative space, these things that help you get a better shot. So here is another time when I was trying to compose this image, and it is harder, especially when you're out flying a drone. If you're like me, you get a little bit nervous, you're paying attention to the flight, and it's hard to pay perfect attention to what you're taking a photo of unless you have someone else controlling the camera. So it is hard to pay attention, and that's why later on in post, maybe there's stuff you can do with editing to crop or things like that. And I'll show you a couple examples of photos that I did that for. Here's some footage that I shot up near Pismo Beach and Morro Bay in California. Here's San Luis Obispo. So yeah, lots of cool video. These videos are both on the Video School YouTube channel as well if you're interested in the full length videos. All right, so let's look at some of the photos. So here's one of those ones from that park near me, and I just like the replication, sort of the mirror effect of these tennis courts. I cropped this so that the lines were straight. It's also a little bit, something's off because the sidewalk and the parking lot on the side are diagonal or not straight with the line. So there's something that I think is interesting about that, but it also makes this not my favorite photo. Here's another one, just suburban wasteland right here. Just so much suburbia, too much going on to be a good photo in my mind though. This one's a little bit more interesting to me because we have the corner down in the bottom right with suburbia, and then this sort of deserted just landscape in the background with the hills. So this one's a little bit more interesting to me. I think the contrast of, you know, this suburbia down here and then everything else creates a more dynamic photo in my opinion, but still not my favorite, which will be coming up in just a sec. Here are a couple from Pismo Beach that I really liked. This one just along the coast, so just imagine being a bird riding down here, just going, you know, flying through the air along this coastline, using the leading lines to draw your eyes into the distance. I really like this photo, and then getting the full pier here. Also shooting right in the morning, so with morning light, that I think looks really good. So another thing, when you're flying a drone, things like lighting are still very, very important. This next one, I emphasized that a little bit more with some editing, with a little bit of a gradient filter, making this sunrise look more orange and warm. But this is my favorite photo from that shoot. Still got this sort of diagonal across, not so much of a leading line, but just a contrast. The blue ocean on the bottom right, the orange sunrise of the landscape in the top left. This one I think just is a little bit more dynamic in my mind for photo. So yeah, I really like this one. And then this last one is my favorite one. This is from the other suburban shoot on top of those basketball courts. I just love the symmetry. I love seeing the little details of the people playing basketball on all of these courts. I cropped it so that everything else outside of the courts were just got rid of it, because there were some like bushes and trees and things outside that I think getting rid of and just making it perfectly symmetrical like this, to me, looked very clean, and I liked it. I think initially I actually had that in the original photo I shared in the vlog that I did for this drone episode. I kept the outside, but this one I cropped it in for today, and this is the one that I'm going to be sharing for my bird's eye view photo challenge. So hopefully you like this video. Hopefully you like the tips, and I can't wait to see your photos for this week. So please post them to the group, and make sure you're also posting on Instagram, tagging us, sharing it via story, and tagging us so that we can share your work as well. Thanks so much, and have a beautiful day. Bye.